And I think they want to.
I'm just not so sure CDEK's going to be able to take that Roshan now. It seems like we're going to have a big fight. And they already have a couple mines inside of the pit as well. Roshan's healed up to about half HP. Fear starts leading things off. Shiki throws out the Blood Right just to get some vision inside the pit. Fear daring CDEK essentially to jump in and try and stop him because he does have that BKB ready to go. And if they don't,
the weave is on all five of them.
Here comes CDEK. They're going to move forward. Two-man Echo Slam. They managed to control some of these heroes, but Samael with the self-fuel scepter will be able to blink away. Nice move, but still Aggressive is right on top of Universe and will be able to finish up Samael as well. Samael, yeah, he goes down before he can get off anything more. Fear now turns to fight up against Aggressive. He's got that Aegis, but his BKB is going to be running out, so he just tries to get away from this team fight.
And they're struggling really hard to lock people down.
PPD, grab that haste! Oh, no. He will die because of that.
I don't think it would have mattered.
No.
He is so dead right now. That was such a good fight, though, by CDEK. Like, they just... EG didn't really have a lot. They ran out of steam really quickly. That Earthshaker Echo Slam was so huge, but EG Fear can make this okay. If you get the skill.
He turns, called out, he actually tries to go for the missile, and Fear is now going to be vacuumed back into that one. He knows he has to come into the gyrocopter. Samael's going to help him out with a Laguna Blade. They make the one-for-one trade-out for the Aegis coming back.
They want to fight this.
Yeah, they're out. They do not want to get into this fight because Samael knows they have the advantage already. The Yule Scepter into the Light Strike Array, picks up one. Shiki will make the TP out. Great fight for Evil Geniuses after what was kind of a wonky Roshan fight. Yes, they got Roshan, but they lost a number of heroes for it.
And if you look at the fight recap, EG walk away with that at the end there with 1530 gold up. And they still lead in net worth despite the Aegis. I mean, they had the Aegis. They almost lost it. Or they lost it, actually, right? And then Sumail comes in, completely turns around the fight with that Boots of Travel. They completely forgot about the Bloodstone Lina. Like, they just thought that she was going to respawn at a decent time. And
man, the Aghanim's techies, yeah, he's done. But I've been watching him for a while. The Aghanim's advantage here, it's not about the minefield sign. It really isn't. Level 2 mines is enough with an Aghanim Scepter to instantly kill the whole entire creep wave. So all I'm watching is AUY push out the waves faster than any other hero really can. You know, like, I play a lot of Timbersaw, right? I love it when I'm able to get the level 3 Chakram because I throw out a Chakram and I Whirling Death, and the creep wave's dead, right? I can do split push amazingly quick because I just instant kill waves. This is exactly what AUI's doing, just so much earlier than any other hero could because he just rushed the Aghanim Scepter. And because of that, he's just not getting any opportunities. Yet I constantly have to address the side lanes.
Yeah, and it's really difficult for them, too, because they don't want to get picked off while they do this, and Shiki and Mid's going to get initiated on.
Already, he's down and out. Samael with that level 3 Aghanim's Laguna Blade. Always makes such short work of Bloodseeker. The rest of the team is still coming in from behind, though. CDEK. Aggressive's going to be the first one forward here. And managed to get the vacuum onto 2. Carter still waiting it out. He's going to be able to hit the Fisher onto Samael. The rest of Evil Geniuses ready to mount their response, or maybe they just give up Samael here. Echo Slam gets laid out. Oh, Garter just missing his opportunity for the blink there. Could have gone for more. Now the blink forward and the snowball into Garter, who blinks away from his team. He's going to be hit by the Walrus Punch. Universe trying to make that one-for-one trade-out, but will not be successful. The Fisher takes him out, but at the same time, they've already given up their Visage, and the rest of the team has to back up. Aggressive and Garter are low enough. Samael looking for more, though. Has his Blink Dagger and Yule Scepter ready to go. Will be able to get in range of the Yules. Light Strike Array with Fear there as well. Aggressive's got to be done for. Another pick off, and Evil Genius is well set up to push uphill and force those buybacks.
They don't even care, I think, if they buy back at this point. They can back if they want to, but they know the Bloodseeker is just not in fighting shape right now. He only has 1,400 HP. He can't Blood Rage himself, or he'll just get one shot more or less by the Lina.
Minefield sign too.
Yeah, there's no way they can actually defend this anymore.
Yep, it's the tower advantage is now to EG, essentially. They're going to try and force it anyway. Jump in, the vacuum, TP in from Aggressive, manage to get the call down. Samael makes the blink away, once again, get some distance. PPD is the first force, and Fear is actually stuck inside that Fisher. He's in a bad position. Nice TP out from PPD, but Fear's still going to be run down, potentially. Shiki's got to be forced away. Fear just has so much damage right now. Aggressive will still be able to get the kill in the end. Earthshaker, his dying breath, lays out that Fisher in order to ensure the kill on the EG carry. Aggressive trying to chase away the rest of Evil Geniuses, and they will be able to recover that gem. That Q dropped still, though. That was buyback's force. That was both the Darkseer as well as the Gyrocopter who were forced into a buyback. Only the Lina who bought back before in that earlier fight. still advantage to Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, EG's going to be incredibly satisfied with how that fight went. They got the minefield down mid. The next push is going to be so much stronger as a result, and it's not like C-Deck are getting a ton of items to catch them back into this game. What's going on right now is they have to blow the buyback just to kind of remain even, and a lot of their damage is just coming from the power of the call-down Rocket Barrage. Once EG, you probably get a BKB at some point on Sumail, then it becomes really difficult to kill him. And your Bloodseeker just isn't expanding his inventory. If you look at his items, he's got a BKB and a Midas, but he's had those items since the last Roche fight, and even before that last Roche fight, this is what he had to begin with. And so now he's added a chainmail.
Like, he's had the SNY BKB combination for so long. And Butterfly is his natural next item because it's going to be good versus the Clinks, who goes such, raw, cheap damage, isn't going to invest in an MKB right away. But at this rate, Fear's going to have an MKB before Aggressive can finish up his Butterfly.
Yeah, and probably more importantly is that C-Deck, if you look at both of their cores, the BKB timings, you've got a 5-second one and a 6-second one. And EG, they still have an 8-second BKB up on that Clinks. It's going to make them incredibly powerful, and both teams are going to go for a smoke. And if C-Deck can win this fight, I mean, they definitely have the jump potential with the Vacuum plus Earthshaker Echo Slam combination, but it's going to be hard for them because they really need a dream fight.
They certainly do, so it may just be all about where that battlefield presents itself. C-Deck, they're going to make their rotation around behind the middle lane. They already see that middle is being pushed out by some of the mines from AUI. And it's actually going up to the racks now. C-Deck may just have to TP back.
Yeah, they still want to look for somebody, but the smoke timing has run out. And luckily for them, EG don't have the best wards in their own jungle, because obviously they're playing aggressively, but this one should spot them coming back around, and EG's going to see this a mile away.
It's incredibly obvious when no one is defending the creeps that are hitting the range racks what's going on, right? C-Deck are obviously out and about, 5-man smoking, looking for a pickoff somewhere. So EG just kind of play defensively around this cliff area.
If EG are just paying attention, they're going to see the Bloodseeker still has nothing. Like, he's got the chainmail. I presume that's just because he's like, I need some sort of items. Like, maybe you go for an Assault Curse, but you just need raw armor right now as it stands. And they do have a decent amount of mines, but the Visage should be able to clean that up. He still has his gem, and I think that's the only one left that they have. So if they lose this one, it's going to be... Oh, no, they've got one in base, actually. They won that last fight.
And every single time they do go for those mining situations, they are oftentimes losing the familiars, which is still a good amount of gold going to EG. What a classic Techies mine spot. Right there in the middle lane, in the trees. It's basically because the AoE is big enough that even if they do have a gem, they could just walk straight through the middle lane, not see those mines, and still take all the damage because the AoE is big enough.
This is just a frustrating game right now for C-Deck because they're going to ask themselves, like, where did it all go wrong? Why is this game
XZ trying to get the silence off with a vacuum, but AUI had that second opportunity. Let's get the suicide out. The rest is C-Deck struggling, not sure what to do. Roshan, potential spawn time in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
I mean, C-Deck are pretty prepared for any sort of 5-man. They've got a really good lineup of counter-initiating. Don't get me wrong. The Earthshaker plus Darkseer is really strong. It's just their cores right now that are struggling. Like, if this Bloodseeker was 3 or 4K more net worth, conceivably they might even be ahead. That would... Yeah, they'd have enough because the Techies has so much of a net worth lead on pretty much everybody else at that bottom area, the bottom 5, that you're not too worried about the Techies' net worth. Or you just have to not be. Like, you pretty much have to ignore it if you're C-Deck. You're just, like, hoping that he doesn't mine you at that point.
Maybe a better way to boil it down is that the net worth on the C-Deck cores is just worth more, right?
Yeah, exactly.
3,000 on a Bloodseeker is maybe worth 5,000 on Alina.
It's just such a big difference right now, because Alina has double what the Bloodseeker has.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of comprehend that. Like, double the Bloodseeker's inventory, and he'd be so happy right now.
He's hitting so hard, too. It's got a double damage, I guess, but...
Oh, they know Fear's here.
What are they going to find? Fear. Try to vacuum him up. Fear will be able to get into the trees. AUI is hiding out with him as well. C-Deck actually missed their opportunity.
Everybody from
now
EG's
EG,
rotating.
yeah, they're actually going to try back here. Already the weave laid out. The snowball's going to be the first one out. They're going to try and focus on Garter, make sure he doesn't get a good Echo Slam. And they started things out right. Garter almost drops immediately. Shiki's going to be forced back by the Laguna Blade. Garter's not dead just yet. And Fear puts some damage out. XC drops incredibly low. That weave minus armor taking away these heroes. Oh, Garter, he gets caught by Universe. Found him. CDEC are still trying to just hold around this area, and I'm not sure why. Now already one TP rotation has occurred. Aggressive now pops BKB, turns to go for Samael. Almost getting, but nice snowball save. Goes out to the left-hand side over to the creeps. And Aggressive with all that minus armor and the physical damage of the Clinks make it look easy to rip him apart. 22-6, almost a 40-minute marker, and Evil Geniuses gain more and more control of the game as it goes on.
And Sumail opting to go for the Black King bar so late is such a smart decision. Now you're really starting to see it pay dividends. That 10-second BKB, it just feels like an impossibly long amount of time for CDEC. And that's kind of the strength of the Lina Yules too, is that if you don't pop your BKB when she laser combination on you, then you just die to the Lina. And so every single time the Lina Yules you, and it's in a team fight, you pretty much have to pop your BKB. And now, so as a result, CDEC have 5-second BKBs on both their cores, and it just doesn't last long enough. Like, EG have enough of a lineup with various heroes where they can just make the fights last a really long time.
Nice familiar drops there from Q to kind of cover his retreat. Got initiated on by the Yule Scepter play. But one of those familiars is still going to go down. Jesus, Samael's just so fast and such a long range, he still catches one. Jump in XZ, he tried that one. Snowball is going to be pursued all the way into the Tier 3 tower. Universe immediately pops his BKB with Fear on the side. Well, he almost finished off XZ. Finally, Dragon Slave does get him in the end as he was locked in with the Ice Shard. Samael blinks forward uphill. Doesn't actually do anything with that one. Fear is going to just wait out the Rupture. And they still, Gyrocopter down for 11 seconds. They're actually going to find more here with Q dropping the gems on the ground. And they still need another 5 seconds for the Gyrocopter, and they do not want to buy back on him, obviously. So CDEC still need another fight, but Samael, he find maybe a potential another pick-off. The XC blinking in, immediately torn apart by the Yule Scepter Laguna Blade. CDEC still looking for an opening here, but not able to really fight Fear at all. Look at the damage on Shiki by itself. There goes the Gyrocopter, the combination out from Universe and Samael. Echo Slam gets laid out, but the damage dealers are already gone. Garter, he can't do anything by himself and will eventually be run down. He's just buying his team seconds at best. Yeah, that's got to be a lane of racks, probably a second lane of racks, GG.
Yeah, they're just going to call it there. They realize there's no such thing as an ideal fight for them anymore.
Right.
The Earthshaker actually had a really good Echo Slam, but there's just no damage on the side of CDEC anymore. And I mean, this game, you could kind of see the direction it was going on early game because of the early death by Shiki mid.
Yeah.
And the tough start that he had. When Sumail had his Yule Scepter, he was still struggling to get his treads. That's not really a recoverable position, because then it forced CDEC to abandon their aggressive tri-lane. Like, that was actually going to do a really good job, because the Darkseer can beat the Tusk 1v1, they could put a lot of pressure on Fear, but as a result of that death mid by that Bloodseeker, they had to rotate both supports over just to make that lane okay.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a short break here, pass it on through to the analysts to see what they think about CDEC's shot at a game number 2.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Looks like EG is fairly content with that one. PPD with a slight grin there after the game was over. But let's talk about this game a little bit. In the beginning, it didn't look like EG was doing too hot, at least with the plan they came into, or at least the plan didn't seem very clear. But slowly but surely, they start getting the lead, and then they push through for the win. Tell us how that panned out.
I think the mid lane that they were focusing on quite a bit was a really big part of it.